Hey everybody, hope you're well. After the video last week, I thought maybe I should go into the energy nodes of the body, the seven energy nodes. I wasn't intending on doing it, but I think let's do it and let's try and make it like really quick. I'm trying to make a 5-minute video. So the node we'll start with is the bottom node, which is the root node, and this is located at the base of the spine. It's like the grounding. It's like a grounding force, a grounding energy that connects us to the earth. We will go through it. All these energy nodes have colors that are linked to the rainbow. As we again go through the sevens, like the 7 seals, the 7 churches, the 7 candles, like on the menorah, the 7 musical notes on a piano. The energy node for the root node that we're talking about is C. Again, remember what the emphasis is that everything is linked. And so even if you're reading religious text and they mention the 7, it still relates to you, and there's something you can do, right, to better, let's use the word behold, and if we break the word down, it's the word be and the word hold. So it's something that you can embody, practically in your life. Yeah. Okay, so the energy node is linked to, like I was saying, grounding earlier, but also around sort of sexual activity, around passion, around activity, survival instinct. It's also linked to the basic needs: food, shelter, security. So using the color red, for example, will promote those things in your life, right? That's a link between the two, and we'll go through other links. And I say promote from the sense like, when you pray for patience, does God give you patience, or does he give you the opportunity to be patient? So even if when company use the color red, they're using it as an invitation to the feeling. And so that's why even if McDonald's does it or KFC does it or whatever, it's like they're saying, come and find out if you can find security in what we offer, right? And so that's, so you could talk about also the link, right, between emotions and food, right? But companies also play on that with their coloring, right, based on the messaging that they're trying to put across. But it's also to note that matters. Yeah, anyway, so this, like I said, the energy node is based on the base of the spine. That's where it's located, at the bottom of the spine. And one of the ways you can power this energy up is through celibacy and purity. And so, like, nuns and monks are sworn to celibacy, and which seems like, oh no, why, right? But it's because this automatically gives them sort of that initial kickstart to push that energy up their spine, to promote the healing of the nodes faster, because it's the beginning. So you power up that beginning energy so that you can start to heal actively the things that I talked about, right? Because, like I said, it deals with survival, it deals with your self-esteem, security, family, and your basic needs. So the healing of that energy center helps you have a better relationship with those aspects of your life. So it also has a link to the spine, right? Kidneys, legs, feet, the rectum, and the immune system. And so the link then is that to say, okay, if I've got an issue with my kidneys, there might be something related to me feeling secure, me having family issues, me feeling like I'm always in survival mode. You understand? So that link: spine, kidneys, legs, feet, rectum, your immune system. You could, not you first, but you can look at those other things to be like, how's my home life? Do I feel like my basic needs are being met? am I insecure? You know, and so you could deal with one and it deals with the other. So you can like work on your spine, or work on your kidneys, work on your legs, work on your feet, work on your immune system, improve those internal systems, and then outwardly see that your family life improves, your self-esteem improves, that you're no more in survival mode constantly, you know. And then the foods that are linked to those, like potatoes, so it'll be root grounding food, right? So vegetables, because they're grounded in the earth. Or it'll be red fruit, beetroot, red meat, red beans, peanut butter is also there. So you have like these red colored fruits and vegetables, but ultimately it's the vegetables because those are grown in the ground, and this is a grounding energy. And so how you'd also strengthen it is by literally grounding. And how do you ground it? Whether it's sitting outside on the grass, it's just taking your shoes off and walking about in the sand and in the grass and spending time there. That will ground your energy. And there are really other cool conversations we'll have about that concerning inflammation and healing that I'd love to get into, which we'll do at a later stage. So these energies work in and out of each other, right? So you remember, you're always striving for balance. Ultimately, that's what's important. It's not tilting the scale. Remember, this reality is built off of balance. So there's good and there's evil. Or let me say good and bad to balance it out. There's good and there's bad. And so you don't want to be overly tilted another way. It's like saying, so you don't want to be just moving around crazy, like hurting other people, right? But equally, you don't want people to walk all over you. And so there's a balance between the two. And so this reality is built on the yin and yang. So good by itself can never exist in this reality. Otherwise, we would call this place heaven. You know, so you need the balance of the two to work together. And so if you're like having like really negative thoughts, you have eating disorders, you have greed, you feel insecure, you're constantly living in survival mode, it's a tilt of the scale. There's imbalance. You know, and so what you want to do is tilt it sort of back into center, because I mean the other way is not having eating disorders. You're just like munching crazy, or you don't have greed. You're just giving things away, giving yourself away as a sense of trying to gain security, maybe validation from other people. You know what I mean? So you want to be able to find the balance between the two. So ultimately, this root node is centered around fear. And then I suppose that's why in the Bible, like over 360 times in the Bible, it's the phrase "do not fear" is there, and it's this thing that, you know, from stage at church they would say it's for, right? It's said that way, so for every day of the week, so that every day you wake up knowing that you should not let fear sort of run you and your day ultimately, and knowing that God doesn't want you to be fearful. So anyways, like I said, one of the ways you can heal, or ways you can heal sort of this, is, you know, connecting to nature, gardening, cooking, hiking, these things that sort of pull your energy into a center, that bring you in the moment, you know, and learning how to manipulate it for things you're trying to do. Because I, for example, was once on like a 45-day fresh juice fast, and everything was sort of etheric. It was high up in the air, and I was the thoughts were flowing, the intuition was strong. But all those things actually really manifested in my life when I came back down and started eating like vegetables again. You know, then my life changed. So it didn't change when I was high up in the air. When I moved down the elements and came to earth energy and started eating food, then I saw my life start to change, right? So understanding the balance between the two and knowing how to move through each one. I think because everything has a function, right? Everything has a function. You don't sit in one place forever. Understand that everything has been created for a purpose. And so learning how to move through each energy and each moment in life based on what needs to be done, right? knowing that summer is coming, and so that implies that you'll be wearing shorts and t-shirts, not jackets, for example. So it's just preparing yourselves for those elements and knowing how to maneuver through, because sometimes the the season comes, but you're not equipped for it, and you feel like it's a personal attack, and that's not the case. You just need to learn how to maneuver through those seasons, because the seasons come regardless, right? Again, balance. It can't always be up, and it cannot always be down. These things happen like this, and not on a flat scale. They happen like this because we're always going back home. You're always ascending. But when you see that you're able to sometimes help yourself have exponential growth, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, so I hope in that what seemed like a rant, you got the gist of like what's going on. That wasn't sort of structured, ideally structured, and I think it's because it's not really the main thing that I want to talk about. I'm more laying a foundation. I think take what you can. If you guys want me to go more in depth, we can do that, or we'll have a more structured conversation around the energy nodes. Yeah, I'm trying to cover the higher truth and then work the way down, and then work our way down, instead of work our way from the bottom up, not understanding where we're going.